Hello guys, welcome to another video, and guys, in today's video it's going to be a bit quick video. In today's video we're just going to be talking about the different types of isotopes, the stable radioactive isotopes, and their utilization in medicine. As we know, isotopes are, first of all, let's define isotopes. What are isotopes? Isotopes are basically going to be the same, they're going to be atoms. They're going to be atoms with the same neutron number, proton number, however different neutron number, right? So this is going to be the same proton number, but however different neutron number. So what does that mean? That it's going to be that the atom different number, so with different different numbers of neutron. So what can I tell you about this? The atomic number, the atomic number is going to be basically different. Atomic number will be the same, but the atomic mass will be the same. As we know, the atomic sorry about this, one second. As we know, the atomic number is going to be equal to the number of the atomic number will equal to the number of proteins. Sorry, not proteins, protons. How is my mind going? Protons, right? So atomic number is equal to the number of protons, and atomic mass will equal to the number of proteins, and number of equal to the sum of protons and neutrons. Protons and neutrons, we can say. So therefore we can say that isotopes are elements with same atomic number but different atomic mass. So now the types of isotopes are going to be two, as we can see. The title is going to be stable and radioactive. There are going to be two main types of isotopes, so stable isotopes and the radioactive active isotopes. As I will define 4 definitions for each, but I'm going to define 3 main definitions for the stable isotopes. The first definition I would give to stable isotopes is that they're going to be, of course, they're going to have the same number of protons, and the stable combination of protons and neutrons. But there's going to be the stable combination of protons and neutrons, but there's going to be a stable combination of neutrons and protons, and therefore the nucleus will be stable. Therefore they now thus they don't undergo decay, hence they are not harmful to living species. So let's talk a bit more about the radioactive. They can come from the environment, from the chemical, from the geochemistry, and do not pose harmful, dangerous effects. Not really important. Okay, to living species. So now they can be radioactive. These are I believe the stable. They're going to be useful for performing experiments and in environment and the field of geochemistry. These isotopes can help to these isotopes can help to determine the some number to determine chemical composition and age of minerals, other geological objects. Some examples of stable isotopes are isotopes of carbon, potassium, and vanadium. So as you guys can see there, these can be determined from the these can be useful for performing experiments in the environment and in the field of geochemistry, and this can be determined. Stable isotopes can be isotopes of carbon, potassium, vanadium, and the calcium, right? These isotopes can determine can help to determine the age and the age of materials in the geological objects, and then there's some examples can be this. So as you can see, there's like 5 definitions. How radioactive will be basically the same thing. Radioactive isotopes, in the sense that they're going to be radioactive isotopes are going to be the ones that unstable combo of neutrons and protons. Therefore, they can go so they have a unstable nuclei. Therefore, they can undergo decay. They can undergo decay, and they're gonna emit alpha, beta, and gamma rays. So now, like I said, now 2 basic definitions basically, and now I'm gonna be talking. Oops, sorry. Okay, to distinguish between the isotopes and the radioisotopes. So we need, for this, we'll have to put the definition of isotopes. I've already said that previously. And in addition to that, we're gonna have to know the we need to know atomic number, mass number. So there's kind of like 2 definitions. So we need to know neutron, proton, atomic mass, and atomic number. And then we need to know isotopes are named by their mass numbers. So rubidium 85 and rubidium 87. And they can be determined by this. M is going to be, so basically they're going to be like, A is going to be the top set, and then like M is going to be here, Z. So what did all this start for? Atomic mass, the element, and the atomic number. So the stable isotopes, what are these? Like I said previously, they're going to have stable nuclei, not undergo decay, they're not going to be not emit radiation. Radioisotopes, like I said, radioisotopes, they're going to be the ones that are going to radioisotopes, they're going to be the ones that undergo decay, unstable nuclei, and emit radiation. For some elements, all their atoms are basically radioactive. All isotopes are radioactive, such as the uranium and radium. They're for some elements only. For some elements, they can be uranium and radium. For some elements, 1 or 2 isotopes are radioactive. For some elements, 1 or some isotopes are radioactive, such as rubidium and ruthenium, which have like radioisotopes and also stable isotopes. They're going to have 2 isotopes, with only one being radioactive. So they have 2 isotopes, only one being radioactive. So now this is the main thing about the whole thing. Why are they going to be reasons? So yeah, so basically the first reason is too many neutrons compare to number of protons electron with the and too many neutrons compared to the number of protons. Neutrons will then change to a proton and electron. Neutrons will then change into a neutron to into proton and electron with the emitted electron known as the beta negative particle occurs for cobalt 60. So basically what happens over here is essentially that the 60 cobalt with its like whatever it might be, its what do you call it, the number, it'll become 59 cobalt because it loses the cobalt, but 28 over here, right, sorry, 6, it'll remain the same, so 60 cobalt with 28 over here, and it'll plus a electron be 0 1 minus electron, and over here there's going to be too many protons for the number of neutrons. So too many protons for the number of neutrons, so therefore it'll be converted into a the protons are going to be converted into neutrons, and the protons will be converted into neutrons and electrons, sorry, a neutron and positrons. As we know, positrons are basically positive forms of electrons, and with the emitted positron being beta positive. So as we can see over here, this is going to cover Uranus with the neon 22, sorry, sodium. Also guys, this becomes nickel over here, sorry I forgot to mention that, nickel, okay, which becomes cobalt nickel, and over here we're going to have neon. So we'll start off with sodium. So as we know, sodium has 21, I believe, so 1 second. So we know in normal conditions sodium has what do you call it, 22, right? That's going to be atomic mass is going to be 23 sodium. So sodium will be 22. Sodium will then give us the beautiful, so to do 22 sodium with the 11 isotopes, right? No, 11 atomic number would give us 22 sodium for the 10 this plus the for the atomic number. As we know, we have more protons than neutrons, so we release a proton and be given as the 0 electron 1. Yeah, electron 1 electron, sorry, E. Anyways, I would like to write the general formula for this. So over here, as we know, we actually we'll just put the 0. We just need to copy paste this over here. So what am I drawing here? I'm just drawing like the, writing over here the general formula. So what's going to be the general formula over here? So of course that's going to be the neutrons, right? So too many neutrons. So too many protons for neutrons. So it'll be 1 and neutron 1. It'll give us over here, and this will give the 1 proton 0. Brilliant. This is a very simple formula. I'm pretty sure. I hope you guys are all understanding. Then there's going to be too many neutrons and protons. So therefore, both and 2 protons and 2 neutrons are emitted as helium numbers or alpha particle. This is going to be in cases such as radon 22, radon 86, radon 26, which would give something like, so as we know, it's going to be 4 helium 2, and then the number over here would be, of course, which is minus 218. I believe uranium pole would be pole. Anyways guys, this video is getting too long, so I'm going to be talking about the other parts like the stable isotopes in the next video. Thanks for watching the unstable isotopes.